So today this is what we're going to look at. Now, one of the things that I thought of adding is I've used path before. Yes. Okay. Now, like the way you see this image here, the first thing here below. Okay, let me first remove this. The first thing below here is just a design. You can choose any random design you want. So using the gradient fill option, you just come down here, click on gradient, then you choose the type you want. I chose this one, and I chose which type of style I want it to have. Then I chose angle. As you can see, you can choose the different areas you want the angle to be in. You can say 120. As you can see, it just changes automatically. Then you press OK. Who is that making for us noise? Aine. Aine and David. You guys, I don't know what's happening in the background. Okay. Okay. Now we're still saying, basically, that's what I did for this down layer. Now the next thing is, good lord, you guys, I'm going to mute you. Okay. Now where were we? So I did this. Then the next thing is I got this image here. Initially, it wasn't like this. Basically, what I did for this image, it was a black and white image. So I removed the white out of the layers. Then it came out like that. Let me see if I have the original image. But basically, I don't want to waste your time, but it was a black and white image. I removed the white through just simple quick selection. Just select the area, as simple as that. That's what I did for the whole image. Just like that. I did it for now. Like for such an area, it was easy because the black is very visible and the white was very visible, so it never even took a lot of time. Even the face, the same thing. So after that, I decided um, to come up with shapes. As you know that with the with the pen tool, you can come up with shapes, right? So the other parts you know them very well, but now this one, let me try to come up with it again. Let me remove it completely. Now, as you can see, I'm only seeing these two down layers, isn't it? This. So now, for for me to create a shape here, what I'm going to do is just basically drag. Make sure it's on the pen tool is on shape. not path. When it's on path, you won't be able to do what I'm going to do. So after doing something like this, then you can just create any random shape you want. Then you go here and I think this arrow, this black arrow here. Yeah, it's called the path selection. And it's the one which we are going to use next. In the path selection, basically the first one is you can easily move it. If it is completely back, you can easily move it. That is the path selection. But I think this second one is direct selection. And you can get it just by, instead of going here and keeping on pressing one by one, if you're like on the path selection, what happens is you can just press Control. As you can see, if you press Control, it changes, isn't it? Guys, what's happening? You mute yourself. I can't keep on going back and forth. Uh, okay. So now what happens is, if I click on, I just click Control. Are you seeing it has changed in the type of arrow? So basically, I can just, when I click here and I let go, like if I click on a particular thing and I let go, it will change a particular point and I let go. When I'm holding Control, you first hold Control, then it changes. But right now it is on the path selection. Now this black, the one which has black and white is direct selection. It clicks, it selects a particular area. So if I hold Control and I click on like this area here, it will just change automatically. Now I can just let go of the Control and I start moving particular path. Since it's the direct selection, it moves a particular part. But if I hold Control and I click on the, yeah, basically to drag the whole thing, as you can see. Are you seeing the big difference between the two? So basically that's one key thing. And one thing I like about it is, as you observe, the image was looking. Let me first copy it. A very good way of copying it is just holding Alt and moving it. Let me first change it back to the, let me change it back to the path selection. Okay. As if this thing is freezing. This thing is freezing, but okay. Basically, what I want you to do is copy this. What happens is you can just, when it's on the path selections, when you hold Alt and you move it, I think there's a plus which comes. So by default, it would have copied it. I may use maybe Control J. That this will put two of them instead of making it one single thing. Anyway, now observe what I'm going to do next. There are different options here. Now to achieve what I did is exclude overlapping. Yes, it's actually subtract from shape. So basically, everything in the shape is the one which is left, but the rest of the things is taken. You get? So that's what I did for that area there. But one thing which is nice about this, you can easily move it to your liking, to fit your preferences if you want. So that's one thing. I hope you have understood that. One thing which failed me is the okay. Let's see. I think it's when I hold Alt, basically when it's on the path, it will create one more. Hold Alt to create another. I see. Hold Alt again. So it will come out like that. But if you use the path, you notice that there are different shapes which I had placed. But yeah, that's basically how path selection you can use it. Fit your liking. The only thing you have to know is this path selection, the black one, as you can see, it's path selection. Basically, it holds the whole path. Then direct selection, that one holds a particular area. If you use direct selection, as you can see, it will just move just one particular region. I see. It only moves only one area. But for path selection, it will move the whole thing as one. So basically that's it. Now, the next one I wanted to show you guys is, I saw this image and I thought of creating the same kind of thing. So I created the same scenario on this other image. So what I did is, first and foremost is, I got an image. Let me unselect all this. As you can see, I got an image. This is the initial image. You can see this initial image, isn't it? Then the next thing is what I did is I blurred it out. You know how to blur, you just come to this blurring option. Let me remove it and do the whole process. So basically what I did is I blurred the image out using the blur option. First and foremost, you remember that you have to increase the strength slightly if you want it to be more aggressive, and you also increase the brush. You choose the brush which works better for it. So I literally blurred out the whole area. As you can see, it's taking a lot of time. It's one of those things which takes a lot of resources, especially for the RAM. And right now I'm doing a lot of things in the background. So I think that's before, after. Then the next thing is I created a shape. As you can see, there's a shape here. Then this shape, I placed this image. I made a copy of this, the initial image, and I placed it there. This first image, this one here, this first one here, I create a copy of it and I placed it there. So that it looks like it's part of it. Then what I did is I linked both of them. I linked the image and the rectangle. For linking, I hope you remember how to link. So let me first unlink the layers. Basically, for linking, you just hold these two layers together. Then there's an while pressing Ctrl, then there's an option of link layers, or you go down here, link layers, and then when you link it, you know the importance of linking it. If anything happens to one, it happens to the other. If you move one, the whole thing moves. So if I'm on the move tool and I decide to move it, as you can see, it moves as if it is one image, but it is not, as you know that you have just linked it, isn't it? That's the importance of linking it. If I unlink it, what happens is if I move this, it moves differently. Have you seen? So basically, that's the importance of linking it. So that, yes.
Like I just put photo then I got like I'm behind. Just put the photo.
Basically, first of all, you need like 3 copies of the same image. So you copy this image 3 times, this initial image. So what happens is this first one, you don't tamper with it in any way. It's the initial image to see the before and after of what has changed and what has not changed. Because sometimes you might be worsening the situation instead of improving it. So that's why you need the before and after. So then I get this, I make a copy, then I blur it out. As you can see, it's blurred out. If you see the before and after, this one is more blurred out. Use the blur tool, this one here. You blur out the image. Then the next thing is I got a rectangle. Just go to shapes and get a rectangle, then you draw it to fit this white. Are you seeing this white one here? Yeah, that is the rectangle. Now then I made another copy of this image. You get another copy of the image and you place it inside here. You just resize it to you. Then you place it there. And after doing that, I linked both of them together so that I can move them together. Even when I resize them, they resize together. That's one thing I like about it. Yes? What if we use which? We are using the big one. Basically, we are using the big one, but I just shrinked it, but it's still the same image. Yeah, yeah. So what was your question? Yeah, okay. Then the next thing is this hand. So for the hand was very simple. Basically, basically what I did is uh, I got it from these people's thing. This thing, this same hand here. I basically yeah, I just use the quick selection. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
so I just selected it first. Yeah, and selected it nicely. Okay, like that. Then I just press Control J to duplicate the image.
Which tool is that? Star.
Quick selection. Quick selection. As in mine.
Yes, as in the way you quick select.
No, but
There is
if you have noticed that this image is kind of blurred out. I see. The other part of the image is blurred out, so it's very easy for me to select it. Mm. It's very easy for. No, I'm not saying that, but for this image specifically, what we are trying to replicate, because we are trying to do the same thing these people did. That's why. Yes, as in to duplicate this hand, I press Control J.
Control J.
I think it's here. Uh, image. And it's among these options here. Yes, but basically, me, I prefer using the Control J option instead of. Okay, so that's what I did for this image. So if you want to try it out, that's one of those things I want you to do for me something like this also. Then this fire. Now for the fire, I wanted to create something nice with this fire. What do you think? I wanted to put some guy in the background. How do you see it?
Sorry.
I wanted to put someone in the background. First and foremost, let me.
Sorry. It will look better with someone in the background. Though it looks
Mm, so yeah, so let me select. Have you ever used this option before for selecting? Basically, this thing is these are the channels, the different types of colors: red, green, blue, and yellow. Since this is an RGB image, so you find red, green, and blue in the channels. So now, if I want to select like this color here, I look at the different colors and I see which one brings it out the best. Which one won't like make it lose quality at the same time. But this image is not that easy because it has like many colors and all that. So you may find that you will be losing out some things in this case. But anyway, if I just press control, by control by default when you go to a particular layout or channel, it will give you some sort of rectangle with dots, some dots on the side. It means that it is going to select. So this thing, the selection it's giving. So I'm going to say select inverse, select the background. Then I want to remove some parts of it, like this fire region here. I don't want it to be affected so much. And I come back here and maybe put a layer mask.
Sir,
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, saying excuse me, but you're not saying
they
anything.
just upload
Yes?
upload it on it.
Your data is done or what?
I don't have time.
I'm actually recording it at this time, so you'll get it. There's no problem, huh?
Just upload it.
Okay. Okay, it's fine because I'm actually I'm actually recording it right now, so there is no problem. So
Shall we get it
mm,
YouTube?
yeah,
Okay.
okay,
So,
yes.
I was asking what happened.
For it to be like this, yeah, this is layers. When the thing was still selected like this, I chose to, when you just come here, down here, it says add layer mask, so by default it will create a layer. Aina, are you around?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, let's see. Then adding the guy, which guy should I put? Look for an image. Do you know what Alt does when you're holding an image like this?
Yes. Moves it in a certain place.
So basically, what happens is if this is the like the main point, it will move the image, and this is the central part of the image, basically. So
What's it?
yeah, it makes that area here. This point here is the center. Okay. Now for this guy, since you're working non-destructive and you want to destroy inequality of the image, one way of doing it is using the masks, like the same option I used before. But you select inverse. then you mask the image. As you can see, it did a good job. I move it slightly like that. Then put this fire image on top. Are you seeing how nicely it came out? But let me move this guy. Let me move this person slightly there. Then maybe I put a black background or something. Sorry. Okay. Something like that. So just job. Have you seen it? Yeah, I first made a copy of it. No, I never made a copy of it. Basically, what I did is I used the mask. With the mask, I was able to. By default, the image is still intact. As you can see, it's still a smart object. I never rasterized it in any way. One thing which is good about masks is the information is not lost, as in the image quality still remains. So then the next thing you can do maybe is add filters if you want. Yes. Mask is you reveal something, you choose what you're supposed to reveal and choose and what you're supposed to leave. Basically, that's it. Now, like for such an image, as you can see here, the white area is what is visible. That's also one way of trying to understand it. White is what is visible, black is what is invisible to the eyes. So basically, that's what masks do. Yes, but one thing it does good is it works non-destructively, meaning that you can easily gain back the parts you want back. Uh, the last lecture, I think I stopped in just masking, isn't it? Yeah. I think I stopped somewhere. But basically, that's it. Uh, you keep on practicing these things because these are like key things you might forget or something like that. Just need to keep on trying them out and seeing out how they work and like that. Slowly by slowly, it becomes part of you. Get my point? Yep. Now for your PC, I think we shall figure it out. Let's first finish this lecture. Maybe you stick around and you share with me your screen and we see how to fix it. So, Aine, we are done for today. you try out these different options of how to do things.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. I've recorded this video, so if you have no other issues, you can go online. But for this one, it's easy. Basically, as you can see, these first two layers, you've understood these first two layers, the gradient and this image. So then the next one is the path. The path is actually very simple. If you know how to use the pen tool, right now I'm using the pen tool. With the pen tool, you know that you can create, I'm on the wrong layer. You can create shapes, isn't it? You're aware of that.
Yes, I am.
So basically what I did is I created a shape with the pen. Let me do it for you. So what happens is I can just choose any random area like this, like this. Then what happens is I just go to the path option here, and as you can see there are two types of path, selection options here for the arrow. So there is a path selection tool. This one selects the whole path. If you click on it, basically what happens is it selects the whole thing. But yeah, then there's the direct selection. Moves like a single part. Someone is trying to join. Let me first see. It's David. David, you're back. Okay.
Yeah.
So for direct selection, just chooses a particular area and you can move it. So if you have understood that part, the rest is a walkover. Basically here it's just playing around and seeing what works for you. Just click here. There are different options of trying to customize it to look nice. Combine shapes, if you have multiple shapes. Like if I create another shape here, yeah, but there's this option here when you're in the path selection. You can just hold Alt. As you see, it gives you some sort of plus. Yeah, so when you move it, it will create another. It just makes a copy of the actual image. But if you notice here, it doesn't create another shape. That's one thing I like about it. So you can create from many of them. So that's what I did next. As you can see, these ones are combined, kind of combined shape. So using combined shape, if you notice here, they show you like a preview of what is going to happen. Combined shape means that they will be both dark. Then subtract from front shape. So it will subtract the whole thing, isn't it? Then intersect. That intersection area is one which is what? Is colored. So basically, that's what it does. Depending on what you want. So you just play around with it and you see it's something. It's not that hard.
Okay, let me try.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we are done for today. Ian and David, you can feel free to leave. You can feel free to leave. Let me help Job with this PC.